In August 2022, the American press was preoccupied with a very strange piece of news. A 33-year-old woman named Anna de Rothschild, she later turned out not to be one, of Ukrainian Chechen origin, whose father worked as a truck driver in the U.S. state of Illinois, managed to breach security at Mar-a-Lago, the resort in Florida owned by U.S. President Donald Trump. The woman entered the resort on May 1, 2021, wearing a Rolex watch and driving a Mercedes G-Class, based on an invitation from one of her friends who was inside the resort. There, she met a group of famous politicians and public figures in the United States. The following day, she met President Donald Trump at the Trump International Golf Club near Mar-a-Lago, and she took photos with him and with the well-known Republican Senator Lindsey Graham. The surprising part is that this woman was actually a con artist. All her documents were forged, yet somehow she managed to deceive politicians, celebrities, and public figures who met her multiple times and even befriended her for long periods. More importantly, she managed to fool U.S. security agencies, especially the U.S. Secret Service, which is responsible for protecting Trump. She entered with ease a resort that Trump calls the Winter White House, a place that is supposed to be under heavy security. This naturally raises a logical question. How did this woman manage to deceive some of the most important public figures in America? How did she get so close to a U.S. president so easily? How did she pass through the multiple layers of security at Trump's resort with such ease? The answer, quite simply, is the Rothschild family. This woman fooled them by claiming she was a descendant of the Rothschild family. She said her name was Anna de Rothschild and went on telling stories about wealth, properties, real estate, vineyards, banks, and so on. Trump and those around him, the moment they heard the name Rothschild, opened all the closed doors for her and allowed her to get very close to them. She was smart in choosing the family name she used for her scam. The name Rothschild is famous worldwide. In reality, this family is one of the most famous and powerful families in the world. The name Rothschild is associated in people's minds globally with money, wealth, and power due to the family's involvement in banking for more than 2 centuries. That is why the Rothschild name carries enormous weight and prestige. From here comes the conflict between 2 different branches of the Rothschild family, fighting over who has the right to exploit the legendary Rothschild name in banking, which is the family's main business. Who is fighting whom among the Rothschild descendants? Why are they fighting? How could this conflict end? And is it possible for them to reconcile and unite under one entity? That is part of what we will discuss in today's episode. In the middle of Tel Aviv, on a very famous street called Rothschild Boulevard, building number 20 houses the Israeli branch of the Swiss private banking and investment services company Edmond de Rothschild. A short distance away, at building number 32 on the same street, is the Israeli branch of the French banking and investment services company Rothschild & Co. The 2 companies operate in the same field, and their owners are relatives. That street, named after their grandfather Edmond James de Rothschild, is one of the few things that still connects them. The Swiss company belongs to one branch of the Rothschild family, while the French company belongs to another branch. Both are feeding off the Big Catch, which is the Rothschild family name currently managed by the 7th generation. These 2 branches are what remains of the original 5 Rothschild branches from the early 19th century. The sons of the German Jewish banker Mayer Amschel Rothschild, who lived in Frankfurt, spread across Europe to help their father build a banking empire. Mayer had 5 sons. Nathan went to Britain and founded N.M. Rothschild & Sons in London in 1809. James was sent to France and opened a banking business in Paris in 1812. Solomon went to Austria and started operations there in 1820. Karl went to Naples and opened a branch there in 1821. The eldest son, Amschel, stayed in Frankfurt and ran the family bank in Germany throughout the 19th century. The Rothschild family's banking business was so successful that it made them the richest and most powerful family in Europe at the time. Starting in the 20th century, the Rothschild banking empire began to shrink. The Frankfurt branch closed in the early 1900s after Amschel Mayer died without children. After the death of the last successor in 1901, the family decided to shut it down. The Vienna branch, von Rothschild, was seized by the Nazis in 1939. The Naples branch was the first to close in 1863, 3 years after Giuseppe Garibaldi seized Naples in 1860. Thus, only 2 of the original 5 branches remained, Paris and London. After World War II, both struggled to survive. After the occupation of large parts of Palestine by Zionist militias, Arab countries, through the Arab League, launched a boycott of companies linked to the Israeli occupation. A blacklist was created, and the London and Paris Rothschild banks were prominently included. This was not simply because the family was Jewish, but because the Rothschild family was one of the strongest supporters of Zionist settlement in Palestine. Edmund James de Rothschild is considered the father of Jewish settlement in Palestine, having financed many Jewish settlements. In addition to the Arab boycott and competition from American banks, internal family conflicts emerged. In 1953, Edmond Adolphe de Rothschild left the French Rothschild Bank and later founded what became Edmond de Rothschild Group in Geneva. In the 1980s, the French government nationalized 39 banks, including the Paris Rothschild Bank, another major blow. The family later rebuilt its presence, and by 2007 to 2012, the London and Paris Rothschild branches fully merged under a French entity called Rothschild Group.
Today, only 2 main branches remain: Rothschild & Co. Paris, led by Alexander de Rothschild, and Edmond de Rothschild Group Geneva, led by Ariane de Rothschild. The 2 branches frequently clash over the use of the Rothschild name. In 2015, Ariane de Rothschild sued the French branch for using the Rothschild without qualifiers, arguing it created the false impression that they were the sole heirs to the family name. After years of disputes, an agreement was reached in 2018. Both sides would use their full names and stop presenting themselves simply as Rothschild. Despite this, tensions remain. The Swiss branch is larger in assets, around $179 billion in 2022, while the French branch manages about $110 billion 2023. Many experts believe a merger is inevitable, but Ariane de Rothschild currently opposes it, while the French branch welcomes the idea. She argues she is preparing her 4 daughters to lead the Swiss group, but many believe the next generation may think differently. I'll end with a question for you. In your opinion, what is the secret behind the Rothschild family's success in preserving its wealth across generations, reaching the 7th generation while the 8th prepares to take over? If you liked the episode, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for upcoming episodes, God willing.